Meeting underway. Good evening. I'm going to call the meeting of Tuesday, April 8th to order. And as customary with an opening prayer and a pledge, I'm going to call on Supervisor McReynolds to lead us.
For you as we gather for this meeting, we ask you for your wisdom and guidance as we discuss important matters. May our words be filled with truth and compassion, and may our decisions reflect your will. Amen.
Amen. And the pledge. It's to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4, public comments. Pursuant to Section 2-71 of the Racine County Code of Ordinances, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes. Do we receive any public comments? Does anybody in the audience want to make public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to number 5. Youth and Governments, the group project presentation, and then recognition of the outgoing representatives. So the group from 2024, Maria and Melissa Caprellian. Congratulations.
Youth comes from the fact that we are all high schoolers. And who knows more about high schoolers than high schoolers? So for our service project for the year, we created a film that engages with our youth's passion for film. And this worked well in our collaboration with the Summer Youth Employment Program, which works to employ youth, get them jobs over the summer. So we used humor and surprising moments to engage our audience's attention and their learning. And it was definitely a huge learning process and a huge time-consuming process to make this. But we learned a lot, and we're excited to share what we did with you.
We chose professionalism for our one to do for this year. We chose that because when we went on the bus tour, we saw the juvenile detention facility only having a certain amount of classes. And then we talked to the woman who runs the Summer Youth Employment Office, and we decided that doing that to help support her and the people that are doing that, all of those fun things. We chose this specific thing because we thought it would help for her to be able to show to the people that are going into that thing kind of that you can do what to do, what not to do, kind of all of the fun stuff with that, and make it in a fun way that people actually want to watch. And kind of show all different jobs that people might be on.
So this was a very long process. However, we did learn many organizational skills. Where this started was the bus tour. We got to tour Racine County. For the bus tour, one thing that ignited our interest was the Youth Detention Center. Although they were the same age as us, they had very different lives. One thing that we noticed was that they were limited to the education they were able to receive. This idea that we got meant that we were able to center our project based on education, employment, and teenagers. We got many ideas from this. One of our first ideas was to create a professional clothing drive. However, after realizing how much time we actually had, we realized it just wouldn't be feasible. So then we just settled on one idea, making a video on tips for professionalism. After this, we would separate into 2 committees, which was storyboarding and script development. This was really where we got to plan out what we wanted to see out of this. And in the filming and editing process, we got to see our visions come to life. I know Caitlin, she was the one that was primarily editing. She had about 30 minutes worth of footage that she was able to cut down to 10 to make it streamlined. And then after this, we got our finished product.
So I had the um, ability to be able to video edit this video for us and for the Summer Youth Employment Program. So I first just want to say a huge thank you to Jason Love with the Racine video production. He helped us with everything and he was a tremendous help. So not only did he help us with video editing, but he also taught everyone how to use video equipment, which we did not have that prior knowledge. And so it was really fun to get to be able to do this and also act out a lot of these things. So I had to edit 3 to 4 hours of editing. It was a lot, but it was a really good learning curve. And in total, we had 137 takes. So being able to put that down into 10 minutes was kind of a lot, but there was a lot of difficulties that came with that. And so one, we were not familiar with camera equipment. So by the end of this, everybody had a little bit of knowledge in their pocket now. And sometimes because we weren't familiar with this equipment, we would forget to record and we would have a lot of bad takes because a lot of us aren't theater kids. So we had to kind of learn all of that all in one. And at the end of everything, when I had all the clips together and everything edited, syncing audio was kind of hard to the video itself. So Jason was a very great help in that and was able to help me edit this video. So one thing that we do want to add is that the video is still somewhat in process. We did want to present this all to you guys to show you guys what we were working on, but there are things like adding captions to be able to have it accessible to everybody, and as well as different sound effects that we still wanted to add, but we just wanted to present what it was like.
So working with about 8 to 10 people at a time, there are bound to be conflicts. One of the main conflicts was using the word intern versus worker in the video. So as youth, we know that among our population, the word intern has a negative connotation. Some people view it as someone who doesn't get paid or is mistreated by the company. However, instead of just ignoring the fact and calling it worker, we decided to make this a learning opportunity for the audience to make sure that they understand that there are many internships that are paid and that treat workers ethically or interns ethically. Another conflict we discovered was time. We're all high schoolers and we have very packed schedules. So we had a lot of ideas, not much time to complete them, which is why we had to make kind of a plan, which days to meet, make sure that the most amount of people can meet these days. So that was something that we learned. The main thing we learned was just conflict resolution, working with different people, hearing different voices and different perspectives.
So throughout our project, obviously we couldn't come up with something this amazing without the support of our entire community. That started really early on with our bus tour. Learning from all the different sectors of government that we interacted with really instilled in us a belief that we should help out the youth in our community. With this idea in mind, we started to get connected with a representative from the Marquette Career Closet, which works to provide professional clothing for students that go to Marquette for job interviews, but also for those jobs that they may get in order to help them get better professional opportunities. After meeting with this representative and looking to help professional students, we met with Karen Goodwin, who works with Racine Youth Employment, and she really helped us come up with this idea for the video, as we thought professionalism and growing the skill of professionalism is something that a lot of youth could use, including ourselves. Then obviously having this idea for the video, we couldn't have done it without Jason Love, who works for our USD as a videographer, but also has his own video studio. He supplied all the equipment for us through a grant, but also, like Caitlin said, helped with hours of editing and just a good support for us and a good mentor for people that might aspire to go into film later. And through all of this, we landed on our movie.
Faster connection. Employee 3 rounds. Each employee has a scorecard marking their performance. Several critical. Different combinations of scores can mean anything, from a promotion to the door. Who will thrive and who will die? And most importantly, who would you want on your side? The first thing someone sees is your appearance. An outfit done right changes your cards from the get-go. People become easier to work with. You'll have more confidence and self-esteem. So pick your outfits based on a few factors: activity level, personal style, and workplace condition. Pick wisely. All right, first in person, let's take a look. Let's hear your reasons. I'll go first. I'm dressed for success. My outfit supports the lead paid intern position. My thick pants for the slightly too cold officer. My fanny pack for my pens. And my anti-perspirant. Fact. I'm ready for what has happened and what will happen. I mean, no one really cares. I just wear my favorite outfit. It even has snack pouches. I'm trying to make big bank by making a restaurant big bank. Customers are going to feel easy approaching me. I have simple colors, friendly jewelry, and a deep secret. I get my outfit ideas from Pinterest. Love spike colors, I love Victorian dresses, but I also like a work-life balance. So I have several ways to express myself. I've got a vest with pins, a shoelace decor,
And my backpack packs a personalized punch. Thank you, everybody. Plus said I couldn't wear pajamas to work, so I'm wearing a comfortable but appropriate outfit instead. Although, there's no room for my grandpa's cookies in these, though. So to make this place run, we've got different departments. Here's our kitchen. Obviously, you've seen our offices, but the food we're delivering is the restaurant itself. It's day one. How can you make it a day one? Yeah, I feel pretty confident after my last one. Oh my God! You Gemma! Your wrinkle. One last time, this is unacceptable behavior. Nobody's saying if you can just fix that carpet. Last time I found out that wearing pajamas to work wasn't okay. But it's okay. I've got a recovery plan. Okay, so do you want to know the secret to our shrimp fried rice? Fantastic. So we're going to be using gently sliced fresh herbs and Pacific shrimp. That's all these ingredients like that. Oh, can I take a photo? I might have trouble remembering the arrangement. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Good question. Where did the shrimp go? Oh, it's right there. It's right away. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'll need to hire the Pacific shrimp, not the Atlantic. Okay, sir, I've got your soup here for you. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I will have some more soup out for you much carefully, okay? I haven't said everyone. Thank you for taking accountability. I literally already know this. Hi, sir, I have your soup. No, sorry. Yeah, we took the good morning together. Did she know who's doing Ivy League? Well, that's what I have to tell you. He's not. He's from the grass league. You're kidding me. Okay. Actually, as shocking as that is, I shouldn't gossip. It's not gossip if it's true. I think it is. But if you have a problem, you can go tell the boss. Tell that I'll be involved with my trip sandwich instead. Okay, so that data point right there says that yeah, no, that's perfect right there. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're working on fixing that horse problem. My coworker did call in sick, so if anyone could help, that'd be great. I'm good, actually. Sure, I'll come. Why not? Yeah, just sitting hot. Yeah. Wow, the scores are in, everyone. Let's look through them, shall we? Gemma, you were prepared, confident. You knew how to be approachable, but you never sought to learn what you didn't know. And you gossip. You're going to receive a scholarship, but I think you put yourself out of the favor. Aside from your mishaps. Well done. Pam, you struggled a bit, but you looked yourself in the eye and looked at how you could be better. You took notes and acknowledged your mistakes and did what most people are too nervous to do. You asked questions, so well done. Okay, you assumed everything was automatically yours, and You know the ropes, yes, but you never challenged them. You never tried to tie and unwind them to make a stronger structure. In a world that always changes, your methods are destined to fail. You're fired. As for everyone else, who will never receive a prize in their box. Here are your prize boxes. It's me. I I'm a stable employee. I got a car. Oh my god. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Thank you so much, Dwight. That means so much coming from you since you have this job before me. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Bye. 24, 25. I hope you enjoyed the video about our employment tips and tricks.
And then for the video that had those tips, this was part of our inspiration, was this flyer. So a lot of those, like not gossiping and helping out when needed, are a lot of things that are overlooked by young employees, but we wanted to make sure that we addressed them so kids had a better understanding of it.
So these are the reflection questions that for the youth viewers to answer after they're done. These questions encourage you to think about key aspects of a job readiness, like expectations, skills, and workplace culture.
These questions prompt youth to reflect on content they've engaged with, helping them express preferences and analyze what they've learned or have found engaging.
And then for public opinion, after we made our video, we talked about it with teachers, parents, and peers, and wanted to get feedback on if they thought the video best tackled what we sought out to complete. And a lot of them said that yes, they saw that there was a clear need for education on professionalism in Racine County for youth, and they thought that how we tackled it with like comedy was more engaging. And then also just that um, helping youth understand the importance of professionalism will help them stand out in the workplace and will help them advance further.
So these are our results and lasting impacts. So in terms of connection, I'm a huge advocate for community engagement because we only have a year, rather than taking on such a big problem. We decided to streamline our focus so that we could have an actual real impact rather than doing a surface level impact over a large community. So in this case, we were connecting with summer youth employment and the Racine video production. In addition to that, we also improved our own skills. We gained valuable skills in collaboration, leadership. We stepped out of our comfort zones, and thus we can take these skills to give back to the community. And then most importantly, our influence. We really hope that this video will inspire kids to take more initiative when they're starting their jobs, hopefully answer a few questions and also motivate them. When it comes to learning, especially, we know that some kids, they're better visual learners. And also, instead of just giving out a brochure or a pamphlet that just states the rules that they'll probably forget, a video is a lot more engaging. Last year, I went to a Wisconsin leadership conference, and at the beginning, they were just trying to show the rules, but rather than stating it, some of the students made a video, and it was really funny. And every now and then, I still think about it, even though it's a year later, and it's technically not relevant. It's just about rules. But that just made me think, like, having something that's truly engaging. And this was meant to be an office parody, so it's also relevant to like social media, pop culture. Um, And so, yeah, if people think that it's really interesting, hopefully they'll take it away from it and they'll remember it. And if they think it's awful, then they'll still remember it. And so mission accomplished. Do you have any questions?
I wanted to know who the horse was. It's a quick question. Government. Microphone for broadcast. It would help. Thank you for such a nice job, and we appreciate you participating in the government and civic. But my big question is, and I'd like to point this gentleman out, this third from the right there. I would just like to know, by going through this process, would you say once you got through college and all got all your degrees and maybe trade school or whatever, would you be interested in running as an elected official?
That is my end goal, so.
Great.
I am very interested.
Great, great. I don't know who mentioned it, but that community engagement is very important, very crucial. So job well done.
Now it's my opportunity to take the mic. So for those in the audience, I'm Melissa Caprillion and I chair government services. And I can tell you, I don't think I'll ever look at these county board chambers the same ever again. I look forward to visiting the kitchen in the back and I will always think of you. Job well done. And, you know, I know how difficult it can be with the Youth in Governance project. You're not quite sure what's expected and also on, you know, how to navigate and move forward. And you also have to step outside and work alongside your other peers. And I can tell you from jumping on your project a couple times, and I could really see you guys really formed a great bond and you worked very well together. And I saw your personality stand out. And I get the opportunity to give you your certificate of completion. And so what I'm going to have the county board chair and vice chair come on down here. Oh, you are. Oh, come on over here up to left. And then Maria. So while Maria is walking up here, I just want to give some acknowledgement to Maria. I know I'm the voice standing up here talking, but she really is the one who has helped work the program. She's part of the UW extension and she's worked alongside the youth, and really what I'm going to recite, it's really her hard work. I just happen to be in a position where I get the mic, but I'm not also deserving. Really, it's Maria, it's you, and I would like to give you a round of applause. This is the 11th year, and this is group 11. Even though this comes to an end, I'm telling you, it's truly a door that is opening. You saw the youth that behind me, they stand out. They are already leaders. I'm feeling the competition. I know they're behind me, but they're about to just start and stomple me over, and gracefully, one of you will pick me up, I'm sure. But I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come with you. So, Juliana, what we're going to have you do, if you just kind of come, you can shake the hand of our chairman Kramer, and this gives family an opportunity to please take some pictures. And then if you want to come over to our vice chair, he'll give you your certificate, and then you'll go over to Maria. So that's kind of the format. But Juliana, I just want to say a couple things about you. So Juliana has been an extremely valuable asset and contributor to the Youth in Governance project this year. And she is one of the main leaders of the project. She always remained positive and focused on the goal. And you did support a lot of the youth through this, and to have that positive force is just so important, especially when you're in an unsure space. So, Juliana, thank you so much for your involvement and also for your work. You're part of the Key Club at your school, and you display just such a commitment to service throughout the community. And we are just so proud to have you part of the Youth and Governance Project 11th year. So. Next, we have Tavea Brooks. So Tavea is a very strong leader in the community. She talked about the comedic that is already still presenting itself. But she had mentioned upstairs to the new incoming youth how she was kind of the quieter voice coming in, and she kind of found her voice as she moved through this. And you just wouldn't know it though. If she didn't self-disclose that, I truly see a very strong leader within her. She's so passionate. I feel her passion is going to make her a community healer. And Tavea, she serves as a president of the Aspiring Medical Angels Club at her school and is passionate about mentoring other students who are interested in the medical field. Tavea also has been part of the City of Racine's youth employment program, and where she has interned for the fire department and the med unit. And despite Tavea's busy schedule, if she couldn't make the Youth and Governance Project meeting, she would communicate and make sure she stayed on top of her emails and always gave her feedback afterward. I just think that just breathes commitment, and just thank you, Tavea, for your service. So now we have Violet DeSonia. Oh, what a special lady. So both of these are on government services. So I might come across a little biased, and my heart's pretty big here. So what's beautiful about Violet is you talk about somebody who takes her commitments and prioritizes it. Whenever she found that she wasn't going to be able to make a meeting, you could tell it weighed on her. And she did everything possible to communicate her conflict and to try to make it up. And I just think about, my years of service, and, schedules sometimes conflict and you just kind of go about it. But she thinks about the ripple effect. That's Violet. She thinks about her impact. She's such an intentional liver, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So Violet, your strong leadership skills have stood out throughout this time on the government services, and you're so passionate, you're so focused. I know that we are all going to see you somewhere, and no matter where you are, your name is going to be bright, and because you're just so intentional, and we feel you in our community. So thank you for your time. So now we have Elizabeth Frank. And I forgot to mention their schools, but their schools throughout the county. But Elizabeth, it has been such a delight. What is in what you noticed from the Youth and Governance Project? You can tell she has a theater background. And that has truly just helped and modeled for the other youth that were part of this. But she, throughout the service project, she often took some ownership and over the project in the meetings and helping with agendas. Now, isn't that important? As we serve here in our municipal government, we know how important agendas can be, and it keeps structure. So that was Elizabeth taking that ownership, her contribution of her time, producing this, the project's video, and finalizing the script. She was just, with her strong theater background, you can tell what a prize that we all got to see from a lot of her leadership. So Elizabeth, thank you so much, and for making such a delightful year, not only being part of the project, but then also with the display that we're going to have forever. And you should be very proud of that. And we're proud of you. Oh, Luis. I think that's who QA Shakur was questioning. We all are going to have a run for our money here. So Luis is ready to take our spot. But Luis, he's contributed significantly not only to the Youth and Governance Project for ideas, but he is a connector. Oh my gosh, what an important role to be a connector. He is somebody not only connecting individuals with the community, but he helps his community already by serving as a marketing leader for the school's Latino Student Union. He's also helped organize service events, including the Festival for the Hispanic Heritage Month. So to bring that culture, to bring that connection into the space, you help us recognize just how important diversity is and to embrace those that are around us with the prize that we get with having diversity in culture. Luis, thank you so much for your contribution. Ah, I love that. We have one youth. We'll just give Evan just some recognition. He's not here this evening, but just such a strong individual throughout this time as in youth and governance. Evan Hainsing had applied for, I think, every military outlet. And he ended up, it was like a dozen things. He had me write letters of recommendation for him, and he stayed on top of me. Oh my gosh. So he was just so adamant and just a driver of his own success, how beautiful it is. And he ended up landing one of the top things, I think, in one of our state rep offices. And I was like, oh, just amazing young man, but he's not here. So, but Evan Hastings was part of the Group 11 group. So now Annalise Oswald. Such a passionate young lady. Annalise, another one so mindful of her commitment. We got to see her at one of our last county board meetings in the audience, if you remember. Just really wanted to make sure that she fulfilled her commitment with the Youth and Governance program as written. She's such a passionate person, and she helps make change happen in the world. And she's learned how to be the best servant in her community. And at her school, she serves as a peer mentor, which how powerful that is. And she gives other opportunities for or helps students around her peer counseling. And with students that struggle in mental health, boy, do we need that right now, and especially a peer voice. And her commitment to mentor kids that are having some issues with mental stability. And we know as a county, it's such a big project as we're working on a mental health facility. So I'm hoping Annalise will keep her commitment to community, and we'll continue to see her. We still need that voice, not only young, but as you age too. So thank you for your commitment and being part of this program. Madura. Oh, Madura is such a sweet young lady. This is her second year as a youth and governance representative. We are so fortunate to have had her not only the first year, but the second year. She had said during, I think maybe when addressing the Youth and Governance Project, that she really advocates for community engagement. She's not just blowing smoke. It's truly her through the core. I've been out in the community, and who do I run into all the time? Madura. And it's just a beautiful sight to see somebody just so brilliant, so well poised, and so committed and dedicated outside of her own space, own world. Madura, you are going to be sadly missed, and thank you for committing yourself to the Youth and Governance program and also being a role model for the other youth. Thank you. Yeah. You're staying 3 years, 3 years. No. All right, now we have Alejandro. He is an alternative that we had. We had alternate this year. Alejandro, you do need to come on up. So Alejandro, what's wonderful about Alejandro, we get to see him in the next Youth and Governance cycle, number 12. So he has been selected to be one of the youth reps for number 12. Yes, here. So Alejandro, here's another one who lived, Alejandro, wait, picture up, come on. So Alejandro, what is great, not only did I have an opportunity to get to know him through this process, but he's out there just working it and he is dedicating himself in the community already. He serves as a academy ambassador for his school, student council vice president. He also participated, and this is where I got to see him in action, the UW Extension's Disability Inclusion Community Conversation, where he co-facilitated that. What an important role for a youth to get involved in and take a leadership role on. You're quite impressive, and I am delighted that you have made it into the Youth in Governance 12th round, and I look forward to introducing you one more time this evening. But thank you. All right, we have a couple more. Thank you for allowing me. I get such the easy job of getting to introduce just wonderful individuals. And so Sienna, come on up. What, just her character shines. She has such a beautiful aura about her and the leadership. Oh wait, Sienna, you want something from me, don't you? Here you go. Sorry. Sienna, she is a very strong team player. And when she shows up in a space, you almost have a comfort to know that she's willing to take on and to be able to offer herself to help things go by smoothly. And she really stepped up to help throughout this whole service project. She attended every single planning meeting. Impressive. That deserves a round of applause. She is not afraid to share her ideas. And I think when you get somebody like that, that's in a space, it gives other people confidence and comfort. So that is such a great characteristic trait to have. And I know that you are going to help inspire many people to go beyond themselves. So thank you, Sienna, for being part of this program. We have another two-timer, Addison Turek. So Addison's, this is her second time. Oh, geez, I'm behind, sorry. I had the opportunity to get to know Addie last year. She was part of Government Services Committee. And I know that within her school, people look up to Addie. Addie is somebody who models just exactly what a lot of people, if they know that they want to be connected to accomplishments, connected to spaces, and to better themselves, they look to you, Addie. And your leadership quality sure has is shown for us. I think you came with it, but you've inspired people around. You know, you're out there working in the community, you're getting behind different movements and just social causes, and we're going to keep seeing you. I know it. It's such a delight to have you. Thank you for going 2 years with us. Yeah. And now we have Caitlin, another alternate, but somebody, again, so dedicated. I just want to pause and talk about the alternates, Alejandro and also Caitlin. And please, even the new incoming alternates, it's such an important role. You're going through this process and you're ready just to step in for things come up, and you dedicate yourself just as equally. So, and Caitlin was no exception. And talk about somebody else who lives and breathes community. I'm out there. Caitlin, I must have ran into you like a lot. She is just really out there. What a beautiful individual. And she is, along with Elizabeth, she was one of the main leaders in the service project and ensured that the group stayed on track. She displayed such a strong teamwork and collaboration skills. And you made it possible to partner with the video team to make this video happen. So you are such a valuable force. And so thank you so much for just stepping in and continuing with the program as an alternate. Thank you. I did not forget anybody, did I? I did that one year, so I'm a little paranoid. No. All right. You guys, please, you feel free to step around, stay, and if you would like, we are going to be introducing the next youth group. So thank you so much. You guys did a wonderful job. You have a role too. They're gonna have. So we have, is the judge up here? Judge? This is your time. I'm going to be calling the names of the new youth and governance representatives. And please just come on up here. I do have a certificate for you. And then you will be getting sworn in with an oath. We have Judge Craig. You can come on up right up here by me. So we're just going to call them all up here. And then at the end, once they're all up here, I will allow you to have the mic. And so a little bit about the Youth and Governance program and what you have seen, it really creates a model of youth empowerment and creates a tool and opportunity. I can say, and I don't know about you, and I know we have some newcoming board members, is that I think it's one of my proudest moments. It truly is. You know, sometimes we're doing this work that's, you know, behind the scenes in a sense, but this really is something that we can be proud of, and they're forward facing. It's kind of like we touch them and they go out and touch a million. And so there's a lot to be proud of. And I'm so glad that Racine County and Bob, you've been here for a while. I really need to thank you and some of the who really were part of making Racine have the Youth and Governance program. So, all right, when I call your name, come on up here and come on behind me. So we have Neola Anderson. Let's see, Neola, where are you on here? You are Walden, a Walden High student, and you live in Tom Rakowski's district, and Valina is going to be her mentor this year. Neola, here you go. Thank you so much. All right. Yep, you just go there. Perfect. Give me company, please. I need it. Thank you. Gianna Bulk. Burlington High student, Taylor Wishaw's district, and Tom Preisker is going to be her mentor. Congratulations. And next we have Giuliano Fernantino. Prairie School student, Bob Miller is the supervisor, and Tony Varanth will be the mentor. Keegan Flood. Waterford High School, Greg Horath is her supervisor and also the mentor. Wonderful. Thank you, Keegan. We got to see Keegan at our last county board meeting. I have a feeling that he's all in, and we are just going to enjoy the contributions from Keegan. Treya Caladindi. Thank you, Treya. Prairie School student, Bob Miller is the supervisor and also the mentor. No, thank you. Claire Matthews. Claire goes to St. Cat's. John Wish is the supervisor, and Gary Cole is the mentor. Congratulations. You're welcome. Alejandro. All right, there's Alejandro Renteria. Alejandro, you go to Case, and Supervisor Trottier is not only your supervisor, but your mentor as well. Congrats. Valeria. Valeria, there we go. Valeria Riviera. Valeria is a student at Racine Lutheran, and John Wish is the supervisor, and Jody Spencer is your mentor. All right, Ignacio Teliz. Washington Park student, Jody Spencer is the supervisor, and Tom Rakowski is the mentor. Ignacio? Yeah, no, thank you. All right. And then Scout Widener. So Scout is a Union Grove student. Eric Hopkins is her supervisor, and I am the mentor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we have our alternates, Gabriella Skipper, JIK student, John Wish is the supervisor. Congratulations. Yeah. Silas Hoffenmeister, Union Grove student, and Don Trottier is a supervisor. Congratulations. This is our Group 12 Youth in Governance. There you go. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask the judge to step on up here, and if you wanted to say some words, you can, and or do your magic. Thank you.
All right, I'm a man of few words. So let me just say that this is an honor to be here with this group. As a former school teacher and a government major, I think this is a very important endeavor. So I'm glad each of you is taking this on. So what I will do today is I will administer the oath. Is it better for me to potentially turn around so that I can face them? Okay. Drop the mic. Okay. So what I will do is I will have you raise your right hands, and then I will have you recite after me. Now, the one little catch is the very first thing that I say will be I'm going to pause. So you will say I and state your first and your last names. And then after that, you can repeat after me. So if you raise your right hands, please. I,
Keegan Flies,
having been appointed as a youth and governance representative
the governor's representative
in and for the county of Racine,
in and for the county of Racine,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
upon the duties thereof,
solemnly swear that I will support
solemnly swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and will faithfully discharge the duties
of said office to the best of my ability.
of said office to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please, if you want to stay around to watch what a government board meeting looks like, please do. And as they're leaving, I just really need to bring attention to, this is an extremely competitive process. And there are youth that apply throughout all the county. And this is, they've rose above all the applicants and were selected in here. So I'm glad that we had some standing ovation for them because they rightfully deserve it.
I'd like to congratulate you all and thank you. Okay, item number 7, reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, which is automatically waived unless requested by the majority of the members present. Seeing no objections, resolutions and ordinance referred to committee.
There are none.
Introduction of resolutions and ordinances for first reading and referral.
We have none on tonight's agenda. However, our Finance and Human Resources Committee met prior to this board meeting, and I believe Supervisor Trottier has something.
Supervisor Trottier?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I thought that was going to be read by the clerk. Get my notes. If I can find them. This is a resolution by the Finance and Human Resource Committee authorizing the acceptance of the Wisconsin Department of Transportation grant, sole source contract with R.A. Smith, creation of a new capital project for counties K and County V intersection, and the transfer of $70,000 within the capital budget. I'm looking for approval of the first reading this evening. I don't think I need it.
I don't
No.
think you need it. We're good.
Thank you.
Communications and claims.
Thanks, Tom.
Number 1, notice of adoption of amendments to MMSD rules, Chapter 14, protection of district facilities from the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District.
Item number 1 is referred to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Items number 2 and 3 are claims against the county, or claims. Number 4 is a foreclosure of mortgage, and items 5 through 23 are notifications from the United States Bankruptcy Court.
Items number 2 through 23 are referred to Finance and Human Resources Committee and Corporation Council.
Any copies requests?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I'd like a copy of number 1, please.
Any other requests? I will take 2 and 3. Moving on. Communications from the county executive.
We have none on tonight's agenda.
Item number 12, standing committee reports containing recommendations on items referred.
There are no reports.
Second reading of resolutions and ordinances.
Under majority vote, we have ordinance number 2024-97 by Finance and Human Resources Committee, amending the Racine County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 7, Article 4, to add Section 7-38, periodic finance status reports for large capital projects.
Mr. Chairman. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Supervisor Trottier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In regards to ordinance 2024-97, just a comment first. It was brought to my attention that this was brought as an ordinance before us by the county executive and Supervisor Rossi. This ordinance will keep all county board supervisors and others informed of the action, spending, and timing of our ongoing capital projects. The report will be periodic. We are currently underway with many projects out there: the courthouse, the marina, the new 911 system, the mental health facility, just to name a few. Attorney Lansdorf is here to make additional comments if needed.
Are there any questions or comments? Supervisor Wishaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to applaud Supervisor Rossi and County Executive Malicki for this great step forward and increased transparency with county government and for the citizens that we represent. So I just want to give a nice kudos to you both for that. Thank you very much.
Supervisor Shakur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If it can be announced what the dollar amount is, please.
Sure. So you'll note it's at line 23 of ordinance 2024-97. The threshold for mandatory inclusion on this report is $1 million. One of the things that we talked about at the committee level is that there may occasionally be items that are particularly noteworthy or that may fall just under that threshold. And there may be a possibility that if we face any sort of overages, we're going to err as a matter of course on over reporting. And we ask you all to help in keeping us accountable in that regard. But we felt that we needed to draw the line somewhere that would necessitate this mandatory periodic reporting. And $1 million was the amount that was selected for that. Of course, any supervisor at any given time, regardless of the amount of any capital project, should they wish for additional information or reporting or presentation on a particular capital project, that's something that's available to the county board. I would just simply encourage those supervisors to work with Chairman Kramer, work with the chairman of the respective committee with jurisdiction. They can then work with the county executive and his team in identifying staff that then could come in, have it on the agenda at a future committee meeting. So this is not the only avenue. This is just taking a step further in mandating a certain level of additional reporting that to this date has not occurred.
Any further questions or comments? This is a voice majority vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
Next, under 2/3 majority vote, we have resolution number 2024-98 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the acceptance of a Wisconsin Department of Health Services grant in the amount of $200,000 and transfer within the Human Services Department 2025 budget. And resolution number 2024-99 by Public Works, Parks and Facilities Committee authorizing the project partnership agreement with the Department of the Army for the Horlick Dam Root River Restoration Project and the transfer of $400,000 within 2025 capital budget.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for adoption. Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolution 2024-98. This requests the acceptance of the grant in the amount of $200,000 from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. The funds are to be used by the law enforcement virtual behavioral health program. The pilot project allows the Racine County Sheriff's Department the capability of virtual crisis services via telehealth equipment. It will allow for better mental health outcomes within our county and hopefully keep the costs down. I do have Yelena Jones here to expound on any requests about this resolution.
Are there any questions? Would you like to give a little more, or Supervisor?
I can add a little bit more. So our crisis program is certified under DHS 34 at this time. So the crisis department holds that certification. That's how we provide crisis services to Racine County. This is just expanding those services with that telehealth capability. Our plan is to pilot it with the sheriff's department just because they cover the vast majority of the county. We know that our crisis services department is located on the east end. If there's a call to the west end, it's approximately 40 miles and can take us some time to arrive there. Our long-term goal is to obviously use this grant to take on all the technical requirements, we'll call it, to carry out these services. And then as we proceed with the sheriff's department and the pilot program goes well, to expand it to other jurisdictions as well.
Supervisor Caprellian.
Thank you for sharing that, because I was going to ask. So this covers the technology. And when you start opening it up to telehealth, I'm not sure how it works for the county, but do you have to partner with certain providers?
Nope, it's actually our crisis under our behavioral health services for Racine County.
So
we're
the
providing
Racine
that.
County are the providers. Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay, so how many providers do we have to administer telehealth? Aren't they certain credentialed? They have to be credentialed?
So for under the Chapter 34 certification through DHS, you're required to have certain even bachelor levels of education and then certain crisis services training, if you will. Some of our employees do have master's degrees and they do have certifications and licenses. Others may be bachelor's level with that specific training where they're able to provide that level of service.
Okay, this was a wonderful addition, quicker access and more access. Thank you.
Any further questions? Supervisor Hopkins? No, the next ordinance. The Harlech Dale, I always talk about the Harlech Dale.
All right, so resolution 2024-99. I'm good?
Yep, you're
All
good.
right, this is for a transfer of funds from the County Highway Revenue Fund in the amount of $400,000. This is to cover the design costs for the River Restoration Project. So basically upon completion of that design will be submitted to the state, the DNR, Department of Natural Resources. And upon approval, they will be reimbursing by way of a grant, an amount of $400,000 back to the county. So, and unanimously approved by the Public Works Committee.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions? Do you want to weigh in too?
Sure, I can just mention, Mr. Chair, that this is also the authorization, the public or the project partnership agreement would authorize the county and the Army Corps to move forward with the project. So this would authorize the design and construction of the Horlick Dam removal project.
Okay, any further questions? All right, this is a 2/3 majority vote, so why don't we queue ourselves up here, John? And try, maybe aim up here at this, okay, good. We got everybody all right.
Move forward. There you go. One more. Supervisor
You.
Shakur. All have voted. Motion carries unanimously.
April Fool's Shakur, we took your battery out. All right. Item number 14, resolution or consideration of resolutions and ordinance for the previous meeting and or action on vetoes.
There are no items.
Item number 15, reconsideration and or notice of intent to reconsider resolutions and ordinances.
There is no notice.
Item 16, informational reports.
There are none on tonight's agenda.
Item 17, miscellaneous business announcement and oral reports. All right, I'd just like to remind everybody that at the end of the month, by the end of the month, you need to do your security training for your computer. Otherwise, May 1st, you won't get your emails. Also, to remind everybody, by state statute, we need to meet on April 15th, next Tuesday, down here, so. It's the only time we meet, the third time of the month. Everybody should have a calendar. And also, we got a letter from the county, Wisconsin Counties Association. And in the past, Don Trotter and myself, and we have sent up some resolutions for the annual convention where it becomes part of, if voted on by all the member counties, they become part of what we would call the Wisconsin Counties Platform. We've done that with transportation funding and also transfer fees. So if you have any questions or anything like that, or any things that you want to see happen, let me know. Supervisor Spencer.
Thank you. I noticed a switch to YouTube. I'm wondering if someone can just briefly explain that. We no longer are airing on Facebook and we're airing on YouTube.
Is there any,
Yeah, Facebook now is automatically deleting any of our videos we put on the platform after 30 days. And we have until roughly the end of July to get all of our videos off and onto a different platform for archival purposes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Supervisor Horace.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't also thank Supervisor Caprellian for all your work with the Youth and Governance Program. Sometimes we overlook certain things, and you put a lot of effort into that, and I know you properly acknowledged others, but I think we all should acknowledge you as well. So thank you so much for that effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
Supervisor Caprellian. I see.
I was the first one.
Saving the best for last, Shakur.
Okay.
Thank you, Supervisor Horace. And I actually wanted to acknowledge, and I felt like I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the Government Services Committee, because they are the ones who put the long hours in and taking work home with them to score the youth's applications and then to also do the interview. So thank you, Government Services Committee. It's very important work, I believe. Again, I might be a little bit biased, but it is my most proudest work, I think, being here serving for the county. So thank you, guys.
Supervisor Shakur.
Thank
Departure
you,
with
Chairman. Ditto, ditto, ditto. I just want to say that it was a nice job done by the Youth and Governance Committee and the chairperson, and most important, the family support. Youth are our future. Thank you.
Any further comments, questions? We are adjourned. Thank you.